Welcome back to another episode of Hellas and Homies. I'm here with arguably the funniest man in Sydney, Jordan Simi of YKTR Grouse and a Few Red fame.
Hey brother, how are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Bro, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it, eh? I love coming on podcasts, bro, so
Yeah.
it's good fun. Good fun.
We're filming down at YKTR, so this is the background for a change. This is Boss Man where he does his.
Yeah. It's a cool studio, right?
Bro, it's mad. This whole space is mad. If you ever want to feel inspired, right now I feel unbelievable.
Yeah, it's cool, man. We actually used to we started off doing grouse where this wall is.
Yeah.
So we started off this with those two chairs. That's where grouse started. And then this is where the companion live would be. So the TV would be there.
True.
The bar would be here, then the kitchen behind us.
Yeah, yeah.
And then this is where we sort of all started it all. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, crazy. Because I've been watching Ice since he had like Butterfly Effect and
Oh.
Crew by Goldlink in the vlogs and
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
And watching like him go from, I think it was in Parramatta, he had that space with Normie.
Yes.
And then he's like made his way here.
He was teleporting everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, enough teleporting, man.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah, bro. So being in here is like crazy for me because it's like I was in year 12, so 2017, and like watching it all come to life and then being in.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, I've actually met a lot of people over the course of being a part of YKTR that have started like Brilliant Beers.
Yeah,
we're doing a podcast with them, and I only just found out the reason why they started their podcast was because Ice Project.
Yeah, bro, crazy.
So like, it's pretty cool to see a lot of people. You hear from a lot of people like fucking, you know, how much Ice has inspired them. You know, inspired me to get into podcasting. So
yeah.
Let's
talk about that, bro. So Grouse and a Few Reds would most probably be the biggest, like what you're known for.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Yeah.
But before Grouse, it was called Jordan's Room.
Yeah.
Where was the change and why did it change?
So, I was talking to the whole idea behind Jordan's Room was we want to get females perspectives in, you know, try and chat relationships and all that jazz. And it just was one of those things that you really needed someone to bounce off with.
Yeah.
Like it was actually quite hard to find someone that I connected with. And then by chance, Jacko just jumped on to push the buttons.
Yeah.
Because like I was getting okay views, like the views were fluctuating, but then you know, Jacko jumped on, and my partner, she goes, oh, like, you know, you and Jacko should start a podcast together. This was pretty much just before COVID, like lockdowns hit in Sydney. Yeah. She's like, you and Jacko should start one together. Sorry, this was after the first little lockdown. Yeah. I go, okay, sweet. I talked to Jacko. I said, fuck, we should start Grouse and a Few Reds. And funnily enough, like, the boys just weren't like Ice and stuff. They were like, no, fuck, like, you guys, if you guys want to do it, you guys do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, Jacko and I have only been podcasting for 1 year.
Fuck.
So, like,
not bad.
You know, we're getting around between 30 to 40,000 views and downloads per month.
Yeah.
And, you know, like our interest on YouTube has dropped down since we've moved over to our own channel. Yeah. Naturally, yeah. So, but it's as you would know, your first like 6 months can be, your first like say 2 months is like sick. This is sick. Yeah. But like to really, to keep people engaged and people wanting more and people buying in, you've got to always find the right time to like do something different. Yeah. You know, because
that's
if
what the hotline does, bro. Keeps people engaged.
Exactly. And like we've been doing the hotline for a hot minute.
Some of the shit that comes in on it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So, and then, that switch to my girlfriend actually goes, oh, you guys should call it Grouse and a Few Reds. Yeah. Like,
just a saying you say or something like that?
Well, because I'm always like grouse. Yeah. Me and her, like, her and I would just drink wine all the time. She'd be like, oh, you should, like, I was like, I need a name for the podcast. She's like, why don't you just call it Grouse and a Few Reds? Yeah. And then just, that's how the name and the podcast came about, just off the back of her saying, hey, you should do this. So I was like, cool. And then did better than what I thought it would.
I think we'll keep going. I think like ceiling's endless for that, bro. I think like the dynamic between you two, something you can't really find very often.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we're in this bit of a weird spot right now, is like, because at one stage when Grouse pretty much started, we were making almost like 10 grand. We were making 10 grand an episode. Yeah. We're making 10 grand a week, just off ad revenue.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's big money.
Yeah, man. So we were like doing really well. Unfortunately, Jacko's dad got sick, really sick, and so Jacko had to go back. So we sort of lost that momentum, which is fair enough. Like it happens. But then but we're in a stage right now where we're trying to like, okay, let's try and find something, and try and be a bit more consistent. I think like we had a meeting upstairs, and the boys just said, "Oh, what's going on with Grouse?" It's like, okay, well, man, everyone has to buy into it, because most of the time it was just Jacko and I buying into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was like, we want all the bells and whistles, we want all the backing, we want all the so it's just building up a part of YKTR, because it was always YKTR and then Grouse and a few Reds. But like, it should always be a part of YKTR. It's a part of YKTR. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that whole mentality's changed, and everyone's sort of on board for the same thing. Yeah. Because I think there was just too many things happening under the umbrella that fucking people just like, this is so confusing, I'm out. Yeah. So
I think it's better now that Scope has that show, and then you've got Grouse, and then you've got Ice, who does like the occasional or like fortnightly podcast. I think it's easier to watch.
Yeah, it's easy to watch, and then it just creates consistency.
Yeah.
I think that was the issue with like 10 in the Can and our other podcasters. Fuck, you didn't know what day it was going to be on. It dropped Wednesday or Friday or Monday. So Grouse was like, it was pretty much like, well, for me anyways, it was like, okay, I'm going to take this from Bloke in a Bar. I'm going to take this from these guys, this. And it was just like, we're dropping Friday, 3 p.m. every week. And just being consistent with that first. Yeah. Changed everything.
Yeah, I think like with schedules, Bloke in a Bar and Hello Sport nailed it. And that's what was missing.
Have to, yeah.
But I reckon 10 in the Ken's got mad legs. Do you reckon that kind of not fell apart, but kind of dissolved because of the boys' schedule and Normie and Chico?
Oh, for sure. Like, because both of the boys were playing footy at the time. When you're in a losing side, same thing happened with KP.
Yeah.
When you're in a losing side, it's hard to get on and speak about your goals and your week that was, and the girl you're dating, and laugh and smile, because your fan base is just going to tear you down even more.
Yeah.
So, which is sad. I believe that the NRL has so much legs for personalities to grow.
Yeah.
You just have to win.
Yeah.
Which is like in any sport. If you're losing and you're out there fucking saying, I just had an amazing date with a girl, people are going to be like, bro, fuck the date. Go and win some goddamn games. So it was hard for Normie and Chico to do that.
Yeah.
More so Normie as well, because you can't speak openly.
Yeah.
Because then the media just picks it apart, right?
Well, so he's been target since he was at Broncos.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So 10 in the Ken definitely has some legs, man. I think anything where you can have 4 mates on board
having
a yarn, like which we did, then have the money machine behind us like YKTR to go and do certain things. It's hard though, because we're all at that age where like I'm 30, Normie's 30, Chico's 30, Scope's 35. Yeah, right. So it's like you have to find the sweet spot of like immature and
mature.
But who knows though? Who knows?
Yeah, I just like, so to fill in spots, because finding guests ain't the easiest thing in the world.
No.
And then lining up a schedule. So I fill in spots with my 2 best mates, John and Ned.
Yeah.
And those episodes do the best, because it's just like 3 22-year-olds just taking the absolute piss out of everything.
Yeah.
But I think that's what 10 in the Ken had. But so Life of Simi, we'll rewind.
Yeah, easy.
You're built like a brick shit house. Right. Yeah. So for people watching, I'm 194.
Yeah.
What are you?
About 192, 193.
Yeah, if you're watching, I most probably look shorter than him by a fair bit. But you came here, I remember listening, was it on a rugby scholarship?
Yeah, so it was, bro, so, okay, do you want to know about my younger days? So I grew up in New Zealand, South Auckland, and I went to Papatoetoe Central.
Yeah.
And I got scouted when I was like maybe 8 or 9. To go to King's Prep and King's College, which is like the Scots College of New Zealand.
Yeah.
But it's like the best school that you can go to in New Zealand. So I got plucked out of South Auckland and put into King's Prep, King's College.
South Auckland, like Western Sydney, for people listening.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. around the time when I was there, it was I felt a lot more safer in Western Sydney when the time I was living there. I don't know about now, but yeah, it's very similar to Western Sydney. Like, I mean, if you grow up there, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh my God, it's fucking crazy. But you're like, I love it there. You know what I mean? The food, the culture, the people. But yeah, so I moved. So I was over there in a rugby scholarship, and my I call him my brother, but it's my dad's half brother.
Yeah.
But we were the same age. We grew up together. He was a year older than me.
Yeah.
He committed suicide, and I found him.
Sorry to hear.
That's fine, man. It's fine. It was one of those moments that just sort of alters your life forever.
Yeah.
I think that really sort of fucked my dad up. He was already pretty fucked up, but that just really pushed him over the edge. He was a great man, but just had a lot of demons from his own upbringing as well. So yeah, it was just one of those like really crazy environments I grew up in. Just a lot of domestic violence every day, alcohol, drugs, just gang stuff all around me all the time. So then when I escaped to King's College, it gave me like a different perspective on life.
Yeah.
It made me want more. Made me realize that there is more out there, that I didn't need to sort of be around that. But yeah, anyway, so that happened. That sort of changed the course of my life. I was still at school, but this team from Perth came over and played us.
Yeah.
And I was in boarding school at the time. So anyways, I'm just chilling in the boarding house. I think it was like a Saturday or Sunday. Coach comes in and goes, hey, listen, we're missing a winger. And this time I was playing in the forwards. He goes, we're missing a winger. We need someone just to jump in. And I thought, fuck it, I'll just come out and play.
Yeah, yeah.
So I came out and played. I think I scored like 4 or 5 tries on the wing. And I thought, fuck, wing is sick.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have to do anything. I can just score the tries. And so anyways, afterwards, a parent from, Perth hit us up and goes, oh, come over, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, my dad was already heartbroken from this devastating, like my uncle called it committing suicide. It's like, as I said, a brother to me. So we move over. He's like, listen, we're selling everything. We're going to Perth. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm on a full ride scholarship. Got offered a scholarship to Auckland and Otago University. Yeah. I was like, why would we leave, Yeah. So, and I was around a lot of positive people at high school. Yeah. And it was good. Boarding school was a good escape for me because my dad was a very violent man. Yeah. So we uprooted everything. We move over to Perth. And this is where stuff just gets fucking fucked. So we're in Perth, man, and
that's a shithole.
Man, at the time it was bad. Like, especially if you don't know anyone.
Yeah,
it's
not
it's a young place.
It's not a vibrant city either.
No, it's not really. I mean, it is now, from what I hear, but yeah. So, anyways, long story short, my old man was just off the rails more than he was. And he ended up just leaving me in Perth. Yeah, left me there. So left me in Perth. He started seeing this lady, still with her. So I guess it worked out for him. They've got some beautiful children. But yeah, he left me in Perth. And so I was homeless for like a few years. I was playing footy over there. I was couch surfing. I was with the Western Force, on and off. I got there when I was about 14, 15.
So you were homeless from 14 to around 17?
Around that, yeah. 17, yeah.
Shit, that's some formative years.
It was just on and off.
Yeah.
It was on and off. He would reach out to me, where are you? Boom, I'd go stay with him. Then they'd kick me out if I got home late from training. And, I'd go sleep in the park or sleep under a bridge or sleep at a mate's place from footy. But I wouldn't tell anyone because I was scared of him. Yeah. So I wouldn't ask for any help. And I'd go to training and I'd be so depleted. I'd be skinny. We're doing like fucking HIIT classes and shit. Like, footy training. We're doing these like strongman classes, training sessions, fucking skills. We're training in the morning and at night. So sometimes I'd just go sleep at like a park or something in the bush, wait for the next morning and go to training, because it would take me 2 buses and 2 trains to just get to training, 2 buses and 2 trains back.
Wow.
So I'd have to run home as well. Before, if I got home too late, then they would lock me out of the house. Yeah. So anyways, the fucking rugby situation, I was like, man, stuff this. Like, because I was just in and out, man. It was such a weird, heartbreaking moment because, like there would be times where I'd steal food or like try and steal money or whatever just to try and contact my family back home from internet cafes.
Yeah.
But my dad was intercepting them. So like they'd call my dad up and be like, hey, like Jordan's like saying that, you know, you've abandoned him, blah, blah, blah. And he'd be like, nah, you know how it is when you break up with, he's just sad about me and his mother breaking up. So he'd do all these things. Yeah. And so I was becoming a very dark human being. I was going like, fuck my family, fuck. Yeah. Like, and just not trusting anyone, especially from already having a shitty upbringing to then transitioning into that moment of my life. So I'd just hang out with, I started hanging out with like bikies and stuff like that because I just had nowhere to live. Yeah. I had no money. I was like, fuck this. I'm a pretty big boy. So I started hanging around with the wrong crowd, and then that's pretty much that whole ride to 17.
So from when do you leave Perth? At what age?
So I was in and out of it, but I initially left around 17.
And you came to Sydney?
Yeah. No. 17, I met a dude, met a guy who gave me an opportunity in the mines.
Oh, sick.
So I moved to the mines, Kalgoorlie.
Yeah, wow.
I worked there for 4 years in the desert.
Oh, shit.
So I laid low.
Yeah, from 17 to 21.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And then after that?
Then 21 moved to Sydney.
Yeah.
So I worked in Kalgoorlie for 4 years, pretty much almost 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've heard you mention you worked in like real estate or something like before. Hey, or Nautica.
Yeah, I've had it like so.
You're the most interesting character I've ever.
So my uncle's a really successful man. Really, really rich. Great guy, and you know, he would be almost a father figure to me. But he always told me, try as many things as you can before you hit 30.
Yeah.
So you can really aim towards, or you might find what you like, or you can aim towards something that you like. Because ideally, you're not going to love what you do all the time. There's going to be times where you're like, fuck, this is shit. But he just always told me to put yourself in situations where you're like, okay, well, you know, I might love this 60, 70% of the time.
Yeah.
Instead of getting into like, say, real estate 5 years down the track, you're like, fuck, this is shit.
Could you see yourself on Lux listings?
Yeah, I actually know those boys really well, I actually know those guys really well. So I could see myself on it, but I don't think I'd be too serious. I'd be like, I'd laugh too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was in real estate up in the Gold Coast actually.
Oh wow.
So I was up there. I was actually killing it as well. I was doing really well. Just getting listings. But yeah, it was just one of those places I just didn't like Goldie at the time, eh?
Yeah. Surfers.
Yeah. I was living in Coolangatta, which is like south.
Border, right?
Yeah, on the border, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So something was just telling me to come back to Sydney.
Yeah.
And just get after it, you know.
Yeah.
So that was probably about 2.5 years ago, 3.
Oh wow! So you're up Goldie for a bit.
I was in Goldie for a little bit, yeah. We were in Sydney. Me and my ex were in Sydney for quite some time, and her family and friends lived there.
Yeah.
And then I tell you what, she would just want to move everywhere. She's like, oh, can we move here? Can we move here? And me just being a dumb cunt, I was like, yeah. So I just uprooted all my. The reason why I've also worked so many jobs is because she would want to move.
Yeah.
So I was like, me just being in love and all that stupid, young and stupid. Go, yeah, sweet, let's go. Like whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
So then, moved to Goldie, and I got there, and I sort of was like, I've put all my dreams and goals, because I put footy aside for her as well.
Yeah.
Like mines, I was on like 250K a year, like 19.
Nice, man.
It was nice, yeah. And I just thought to myself, like when I was up in the Goldie, I was like, I've done it again. I can't do this again. And then, as I said, my gut was just like, go back down to Sydney.
Yeah. So I've seen, like I saw a few weeks ago pop up, 2017, there's a post of you with the boys. Was that the start of your route to ending up in this studio today?
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I could say it was. I mean, Chico and I had been training a lot together.
Yeah.
The thing is, bro, I'll be honest with you, like the last 3 years, a lot of my trauma and issues from when I was younger has sort of like piled itself on and resurfaced in a really, really like bad way where it really fucked with me. So over the past like year, so what happened was I was just in this weird toxic space. I had another ex. I was living in Melbourne with her.
Yeah.
Same thing. I go, fuck, I've done it again.
Yeah.
But I go to Normie. I literally had nowhere to live, no job. I go to Normie. Fuck, man, I need to come live with you. But we didn't even really know each other.
Yeah, right.
And I was fucking couch surfing again. I was like, I've done it again.
Yeah.
You idiot. And all these issues are off the back of falling in love with someone, or just like falling in love with the idea of something.
Yeah.
Because of not having a home or whatever. Yet to find out I didn't actually genuinely love these people. But
yeah,
I go to Normie. It takes me in. We didn't know each other from a bar, so shout out to Normie, man. I'd do anything for the guy, bro. Yeah. Genuinely, a lot of people like talk shit on him, but he really took me in, bro. So, and he has helped a lot of people as well in that way. So, anyways, him and I get in. We're sort of telling Ice like, "Hey, fuck, let's give us a shot, give us a shot, give us a shot." Nah. And then Ice and I started hanging out a lot more. And one night we're on the piss. It was like a Thursday, and he goes, fuck, if I give you a shot, like, blah, blah, like, he's like, I reckon you'll do really, really well. I was like, yeah, fucking I thought. And I was like, yeah, let's just get after it. Let's just do it, man. Yeah. Let's go. So gave me a shot, and I think it's paid off so far. So yeah. So that's how I got amongst it with those guys.
So what was your first connection with them?
Chico.
Through footy.
Chico was the first connection with all of us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Through footy training, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, shout out Chico. He's how I heard about YKTR.
Yeah, exactly.
He was playing for Penrith.
Exactly.
So I used to follow him.
Chico's the connector.
Yeah.
Because Ice and Normie used to hate each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, footy beef or off?
Just like he's a dick.
Yeah. Right.
Ice thought Normie thought he was the man, and Normie thought Ice was a loser.
To be fair, Normie was the man on his
He was the man, bro. He was the man.
He had some good games in that
exactly.
jersey.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad he got his Origin debut, Normie.
Yeah. It was a weird one, man. Yeah, it was. I was pretty excited, but it was funny. I had a job on the wharf down in Cornell.
Yeah.
So I rock up, sort of getting ready to go to Normie's game, and fucking bro, there's all these Aussie people in my house.
Yeah.
Like 5 or like 6 white people in my house. And I'm like, me and Normie's house. I'd never met Normie's family before. And the guy's brown. So I thought, holy fuck, like am I in the right house? And his mum comes up to me and she goes, oh, here, get a beer into you. Like full Aussie accent, get a beer into you. And I'm like, can I help you guys? Like, what the fuck is going on? She goes, oh, I'm Normie's mum. Full Aussie chick, bro, Sandra. She's like, shout out Sandra. She goes, get a fucking beer into you. And I'm like, oh, sweet. So, yeah, ended up getting on the piss with his mum and stuff, and then we headed into the stadium. But it was a pretty special moment, man. Special moment.
Yeah, it would have been, bro. I can only imagine if one of my mates made Origin.
Oh, fuck, it was crazy.
Yeah.
They were so close to winning, too. I think it would have changed a lot of things. But, yeah, I think...
he's in south of France now, bro. He's living.
Oh, he's excited. Yeah, he loves it. He loves it there, and... I just think Dragons was just the wrong team to go to, eh?
Yeah.
Because the commute there too.
We still live in... Because you all living
We lived in Caringbah, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we all lived in Caringbah.
That highway's shit.
Oh, my God, bro. Just... I love it down there, but fuck.
Yeah.
I could not live out there ever again, eh?
Yeah,
it was just...
you live down in
unless I have a family and stuff.
Yeah.
No, down in Caringbah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Unless I have a family and stuff and I'm down there with my chick and kid, have kids. That's the only time I'll live down there. It's just too far away from everything.
You reckon you stay in the city?
Yeah, I live in Rose Bay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll definitely live out those ways. Yeah, I'll stay out those ways.
Yeah, I stay at my mate's house. He's on Rose Bay, off Southhead Road, is it?
Oh, you live at his house now?
No, I just go out there.
Oh,
I live in a place called Wimmerley.
Oh, fuck that.
Wimmerley, bro. Wimmerley is out in the sticks. Have you ever heard of it?
Nah.
Springwood?
Nah.
So when you get to like Penrith, you go over Nepean Bridge.
Oh, fuck, that's ages away, bro. Holy shit.
There's more. And then you go up the mountain, and you get into Glenbrook. And then, so Ice would know what I'm talking about.
I think I've driven out there, though. I think I have driven out there when I go to the Blue Mountains.
So between Glenbrook and Katoomba, you have Springwood.
Yeah.
And then you get to Springwood, and you go 10 kilometres to the right into the sticks.
Yeah.
We've got a Coles, which is pretty cool. And then, that's where I am.
Yeah, sick.
So it took me, an hour and a half to get here today? Maybe an hour 45? So when you're saying like...
So it's like to Newcastle. A little bit less.
Almost, bro. Yeah, almost.
Fuck, appreciate that, eh?
Nah. Yeah, he's out in Londonderry, which is farms off Penrith. So when you go past Penrith Stadium, you just stay on that road for like fucking kilometres. Where DEFCON used to be, if you ever went.
Oh, right. No, never.
Yeah, bro. So we're from out there.
I've been to one festival. Bro, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's a long commute. Yeah, I think it's just with the work that I'm in and the stuff I do. I mean, yeah, as I said earlier, if my missus wanted to live out there, I would. But
yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, see, it's crazy you say like Caringbah's too far, because I think Caringbah, I'm like, fuck, that wouldn't be
It's
bad.
just enough, but in the line of work, I'm literally always in the eastern suburbs, always around the east, and all in the city. Yeah. So it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Costs me more to catch Ubers and shit if I get on the piss and stuff. Costs like $150 to get home.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
What's it like living in the east with like a lot of people, general population that do really well for themselves, and also a lot of people like pretty well known to the public?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I sort of just stick in my own little circle, but yeah, I mean, it's the same, man. I think people are paying for overpriced rentals, stuff like that. So I don't really see too many people in the east. I'm always around like just these boys. That's about it.
Yeah, well,
sort of stick to myself. That's about it. But yeah, I used to go out heaps, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck,
I've followed you for a while, bro.
heaps, man.
Yeah. Speaking of public eye, what was it like for you stepping into the public eye? Because it was clear that you were known within like the footy community.
Yeah.
But like with Grouse, do you get noticed in public a fair bit?
Yeah, quite a bit.
I fucking did it.
Yeah, I do quite a bit, bro. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It feels like sort of like imposter syndrome. I get hit up heaps, like crazy, a lot actually. Whenever I'm out and stuff, and I'm super grateful for it. It's just if you're not used to it, then it's always going to be something that's weird. Yeah. But now I get used to it and stuff, and it's nice to always meet people. I think the worst thing for me is when people come up to me and they're really handsy and shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh fuck, just chill, man. Let's just have a beer and kick back and do my thing. But then some people like they'll chew my ear off and stuff. But it is what it is, bro.
I feel like YKTR, Bloke, and Hello Sport would get that a bit because they're like, you guys are such larrikins.
Yeah.
That people wouldn't understand the personal space in a public.
Well, the funny thing is, I'm always open and crazy and honest in front of my friends and family and partner and whatever. But when and obviously on the podcast, but people will see that and then go, oh, fuck, that must be him 24/7.
Yeah.
But out of everyone in the group, I'm actually the most anxious one and the most reserved one to new people. I always say hello and shit, and I'm super kind, but I just don't trust anyone. You know what I mean?
In Byron, when I met you, so when I came down the stairs, like I was like, oh, Simi, you mad cunt. And then you were like, oh, fuck, you're big. But you were like quite reserved. Yeah. And then we were just having a yarn. But like, I noticed that about you straight away. You like just straight up, bit more reserved than like what. Yeah. And I've met other people. I've met like Denon and like a few other people in public venues. Yeah. And some of the rappers I hang around through Hellos. Yeah. Like what they're like on camera and at the studio. And then people mistake that for when they see them at a restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, if I know someone, I'll be like,
yeah,
fucking oath, let's go. But when it's literally just meeting someone that you have no idea who they are. So it's like, hey man, but people will expect you to be like so full on. But I do try to make an effort to like have mad convos and shit because you just like, you always got to be grateful, especially like the thing is I've grown my following and stuff all just organically. Like I've never been on a TV show. I've never, you know what I mean? So I'm super grateful for the opportunity to meet new people, you know? I've always wanted to inspire young Kiwi boys, young Islander boys, young Islander girls. So when it happened, it just cut me so deep because I was like, fuck, like that was the total opposite
of what you want,
who I am and what I want to represent. Yeah. It fucking cut me bad, bro.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Especially, I find, in terms of ethnicity wise, for a lot of young kids in Australia that come from ethnic backgrounds, when they see someone who's not an athlete or a musician that's killing it, that's like normally a big source of an inspiration to show them there is other ways to like kill it in life without being like And 'cause not everyone can make music. Not everyone's like
Not everyone can fucking run 100 meters in 10 seconds, you know?
I'm sure I feel like over here we have so many different sports, but from everything I've picked up at home, it seems like a lot of young fellas want to be in the All Blacks.
Yeah.
Like growing up. But obviously, 20, make the squad 23.
23, 23, 25, yeah.
So it's critical for like people like yourself to try and make that.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. So as I said, I've said this in my podcast, other podcasts before. One of my main goals in life is, I think when you get to a certain position in your life, it's like the most rewarding part is helping people like closest to you and others around you, or just like even people you don't even know. Before I got cancelled, I said in a few podcasts, like one of my dreams is to build like almost like a centre back in South Auckland, where I'm able to get kids that would cut from the same cloth, like for myself in a home, a really tough who's having a tough upbringing, who might be like I really struggled in school. Yeah, you know, I really struggled in school, but I was very artistic. Like I loved doing. Building
the pieces you do on the canvases, blank canvases are sick.
Yeah, it's like
sick to see come to life.
So it'd be amazing to create a space where kids can escape. Yeah. And that's one of my long-term goals, is to create somewhere where kids can come and escape. Because for an Islander kid, if you grow up in a house where, you know, English is second language and stuff, you're straight away you're put into a category of like, is that someone there at the door? Oh, sweet. Straight away you're put into a category of like, oh, he's not smart and stuff. But when you don't grow up in an English-speaking home, then you're already lost. I'd love to I want to create a centre back in South Auckland. And I've said this before I got cancelled, that where kids can come and do things that they're actually interested in, like music, like art, like fucking acting, like law, like anything, you know, and use, and I talk to other personalities back home, other athletes and stuff like that about building this. So it's not just going to be me, it's going to be a collective of people, because I just remember as a young kid just not having anywhere I could go apart from just doing naughty shit.
Funny you say that, bro. So obviously you know about 1-4.
Yeah.
So I interviewed a guy called Esky, out in Western Sydney, we have street unis, if you've seen or heard of them. But street unis just where a kid can go in, there's a music studio, there's a creative studio, whatnot. Esky was managing and running the Mount Druitt one.
Sick.
So Esky watched Selly come in, Lex come in, then Spenny, JM's, YP at the end of it. And like that story of 1-4 actually comes from a youth centre. Yeah. That did exactly what you're saying. Gave kids an opportunity after school or whatever they were doing of a day to come and have their creative outlet. Yeah. And it birthed like our biggest export in music wise that's still in the country. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I'm telling you right now, like in the South Auckland, Western Sydney, there's so much talent. Yeah. That's untapped. There's so many kids that have like an amazing ways of thinking in a creative manner. Yeah. 110%. And are smart as fuck. They just don't have the opportunity. They don't have the space to do these things. And as you said, that's a perfect example of money well spent, you know, because if you can attract these people into these kids into, you know, these places and teach them, man, it's just, bro, they run wild, you know? Yeah. That's a perfect example.
Yeah, it'd be sick to see that come to life. It's good.
Man, I hope so. I really do. And I feel like I'm in a perfect position and with the right people around me. And honestly, the cancellation thing as well just really lights my fire to do it more, bro. So,
redemption.
Yeah, redemption. Like, to be honest, there's not really much redemption in my mind. Like, I don't feel like I need to redeem myself. It's more just to really just like now really lock in on what I believe is true and what I really want to do, you know? Yeah. In South Auckland. Yeah. Because man, the amount of talent that comes out of these places is ridiculous. It's like, well, imagine the amount of talent that aren't coming out of these places. Yeah. And that's what I want to fucking bring to life. So I'll do it.
Yeah. I've always, like, bro, since I was 16, because we didn't really have good youth centres up in the mountains.
It's just sort of like they're government funded. Yeah. Like, just get after
a basketball hoop.
Yeah, there's a basketball hoop.
And some toys. So, like, I never had to go to one because my mum let me come home from school. But, like, there was plenty of kids that did go to one that I was on the bus with and they all hated it. So when I was, like, 16, I always thought, like, oh, I'd be sick to up in the mountains one day because up in the mountains, generally, like, people it's more middle class than people would think.
Oh, of course, yeah.
There's some mansions around.
Of course.
And then Penrith also, I feel like, needs one.
Yeah.
There's a street uni in Penrith, but it's in like a building, so there's no outside space.
Right.
Yeah, so I've
Bro,
always thought music studio, basketball court, all that good stuff. Give the kids an outlet.
Yeah, it's a collective, man, and it's a collective buy-in, bro. Like the government, it can be government funded.
Yeah.
It can be spaces provided by the government, but like my ideas, bro, to like just get sports players, lawyers, doctors. Like I know so many people to come in and get involved with these kids, man, because I tell you what, like they don't, like it's just something that you just don't learn in school. And if you don't like school, it's like, fuck, I don't want to be here. But if you could go into a place and genuinely learn what you wanted to learn, how to be a photographer, how to be a fucking artist, how to like being okay with thinking that way.
Yeah.
You grow up, where I grew up, it's like fuck, I want to be an artist. It's like,
yeah,
who do you look at? Where do you go?
Yeah.
You know,
where do you go?
That's too hard.
The big one. Where do
I
go?
Where do you go?
And who do I talk to?
Exactly. So, man, it's just anything, bro. Anything is actually possible, man. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity I have at YKTR. I'm so grateful for the people that I have around me. And I'm just in this fucking this mental space, bro, where I just want to be so successful by the end of next year, like that. My end goal is to help as many people as possible, help as many children as possible.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to go about it, man. And I just wish I had someone like that to be a part of my life.
Would you say that goal comes from what you had to go through growing up?
Man, and yeah, for sure. I don't know if it's like, you always think like maybe everyone's going through this.
Yeah.
You know, or you think maybe it was just me that went through this. But from how I personally grew up in South Auckland, with the people around me, not the actual place. It was, as I said, domestic violence, sexual abuse, alcoholism, drug use, gangs, violence, you know, all the time, every day.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to do was escape. All I wanted to do was get out of there. All I wanted to do was to just have something to do.
Yeah.
There was nothing to do.
Yeah.
There was nothing to do. So I always wondered to myself, is there people out there is there kids out there that are going through the same thing? Most likely.
Yeah.
And it would just be awesome to use my connections, use my energy, use my time to fucking bring everyone together to do that. And I believe I will.
Yeah.
I will do it.
Yeah, fucking earth. I believe you will too.
Because it's like if you're not helping other people,
what are you doing?
What are you like when people? You know when you're like, fuck, what is the meaning of life? The best time the time I feel happy is when I've just fucking helped some random person.
Yeah.
Or just helped a family or friend out. It's like it's the best feeling I have. I think it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't take anything. You're just giving something without receiving anything back.
That's like how I got into the music space. It's like I have a in-depth music knowledge of like rap, especially, and DJs. So like I come into spaces at like the studio I'm going to after this, and I'm able to give feedback and whatnot. But like I also take photos and whatnot for them, and just do as much as I can because I believe in like Western Sydney.
Fucking oath.
But also like it's that idea of like I feel so accomplished leaving that studio knowing I did my best to give my resources to this person.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about anything to do with Hellos. I just want to see them because I believe they can do better.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
And that's why the whole, when I said all that shit and I got cancelled and that's why it really fucked me because I was like, it was heartbreaking. I was like how could you portray yourself, let alone like your own culture, your own people. And it was one of those fucking moments in life you're just like, you're an idiot, man. Because it really broke me. It broke family and friends. But, you know, I know me as well. I thought to myself, either I can let this get to me or I can just weather the storm. As you said, a bit of redemption. Yeah. But just stick true to who I am and just try and lead by example more often, you know? Yeah. So
on a lighter note, like before you said like what is the meaning of life, I actually a night after I met you, we went to a bush party in Byron. Like some of the young boys got a bit lippy. they're from footy background, you know what I mean? So you're just talking shit.
Yeah.
We didn't realise like everyone at the party knew each other.
Yeah.
We like boys got jumped, our house got ran through, and I drove home from Byron. We left our house at 3 a.m, and I got in my car, drove solo home from Byron all the way to Springwood in one hit. Knew I had COVID on the way home. I could just feel it. Bro, I was sitting in the car for around 6 out of those like 9 to 10 hour trip, just thinking like, what is life? What am I doing here? Like,
get you.
My house has just been ran through in Byron.
I get you.
And then just on the way home, just thinking like, what the fuck? And then, funnily enough, podcast started a month later. I'd already worked with artists a bit. And then I just doubled down on everything else. Yeah. Like I had in my head, I just didn't go about it properly. Yeah. It's a fucking funny thing, man.
Man, I get you, bro. I get you. Whenever I'm like during that whole process, I just sat in my house, and it was probably the second most hardest time of my life, because you know the messages you're getting, fuck, kill yourself, and this and that. And it's like, you really wrestle with like, because it felt like so much hatred.
Yeah. Feels like I was like, cloud on top.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get you. I definitely get you in that point. But
like, how did you? So like with TikTok, I do all right. Some of the TikToks go like 6 figures, like do well, and I get a fair few negative comments sometimes. Yeah. Even aimed towards a guest, but some have been aimed at me. But like over the course, I've got like a few that have been really positive towards me. How did you find like coming out? Because I remember seeing on your video of the apology, there were a few comments of like, "Hey, you've made a mistake. We forgive you. Yeah, let's move on." How did you find battling between negative presence online and positive presence?
Yeah, you always somewhat. It's so funny. I always go towards the negative because I'm like, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But
you get on your back off the back fence straight away.
I think the main thing is, if you stay true to yourself, it's not the truth. I don't care reading them.
Yeah.
The thing is, I always care about my mum reading them, my partner reading them, my sisters, because then it almost makes them second guess who I am as a person. Like my mum as well. She's old. She'd read some of these comments, man, and break her heart. She's she's like in her 70s. So I'm just like, it was more upsetting for her to read those things, and for myself, I had to put my ego aside because I'm a lippy cunt. Like I don't give a fuck if someone inboxes me or something. I'll open it and just be like, man, fuck you. But as I grow, doing work with different companies, and more in the media space, doing fucking shoots and different gigs for different whatever it may be. The more I realize I can't do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I lost my Bulldogs gig. It was like my NRL, it's my team.
I noted that when I was doing because I listen to you weekly, right?
Yeah.
And I'd realised some point along the way. Actually, when I interviewed John Bernard.
Oh yeah.
Funnily enough, I knew what I was doing mentioning your name on that pod for him to fight you, because I knew I knew it'd get the YK. I knew one of you would comment on it, so that's how I got into here. But it clicked with me when he was talking about his Bulldogs gig. I was like, "Fuck, Simi hasn't done that in a minute. What happened there?" If you want to talk about it,
I'm open to talk about it. So the Bulldogs reached out to me via Instagram. They're like, "Fuck, we'll pay you to come and be the MC for the Bulldogs."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Sure.
Done.
Yeah.
And they paid mad money. Had a 3-game trial. They said, "Yep, we'd like to keep you on."
Yeah.
And me and my partner, we split up. And like the boys who know me personally, like I genuinely love Sammy. Like fucking. So I was like, oh my God, like it just fucked me, man. I could not sleep. I couldn't eat. I was just so drained. I was sad as fuck. And so when that cancellation thing happened, I thought, shit, they don't know anything. But I forgot to delete the things on TikTok about the Bulldogs.
Oh, fuck.
So that people off TikTok seen the Bulldogs and then
reached out straight away.
But because those clips and everything went viral,
someone was going to say it.
Everyone was going to see it from the Dogs. So the Bulldogs were just like, they called me up. They said, "Hey, listen, like we're just going to have to let this lay for a bit and just try and work it out." But they were in such a bad position they were losing.
Yeah.
Fucking coach just got fired. Things like that were all happening. And then they called me up and they were like, hey, listen, like, we're so sorry, but like, we have to just stick with this person because we need to let this smoke. We're like, we've got too much shit going on at the club.
Yeah.
And to have you on board might bring more negative media attention.
Yeah.
So that was fucking, one, because that was amazing money.
Yeah.
And two,
sick.
The Bulldogs are my team. And three, it was in that space that I wanted to be in, the media space. You know what I mean? Speaking, bro, I'd never done it before. I spoke in front of 15,000 people my first game.
That's sick.
And that was my biggest fear in life was talking in front of people because I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
So I can read by myself, but if you ask me to read something in front of you, I get so fucking nervous and I'm like, yabba dabba do. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm talking about. So that was. It was such an amazing moment in my life. And then when I lost the job because of what I said, it was like a domino effect, bro. Knocked down as I said, making 10 grand a week off ads. Sorry, 10 grand. Sorry, it was 10 grand a month, maybe. Or it might be a week or a month. I can't remember. And then the Bulldogs gig, I was just like, fuck. It just really stripped me back of every bit of hard work I'd done in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy shit. But it was an amazing lesson.
Yeah. And then on the track of NRL being involved in your life, Georgie Rose gives you a call. Gives you 2 weeks, was it?
8 days.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
For you to fight Justin Hodges.
Yeah, 8 days,
you're fighting for love.
Yeah, so the whole idea behind this year, right? Especially after I've decided to be like a yes man. I don't know if you watched the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey.
No, I haven't watched it. I'll watch it tonight.
Watch it tonight. Yeah. Like it's a comedy, but if you take away the underlining, like the message behind the movie is to become a yes man.
Is it like the yes theory? Like say yes to everything?
Say yes to everything. Yeah, it's just like you become a yes man.
Yeah.
So it's like obviously, but it's the thing of like one thing leads to another, right? I feel like I was only growing when I stepped out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can grow.
Yeah.
Like literally doing things that make you feel fucking uncomfortable. The Bulldogs thing was just the first step.
Yeah.
That was the hardest one. So then after I did that, I felt to myself like I can do anything.
Yeah.
So, so obviously the boxing comes along.
Yeah.
I did one training session at Bondi Boxing. I joked around to him, said I'll jump in the ring.
Yeah. Shout out Bondi Boxing.
Shout out to Bondi Boxing. He goes, yep, sweet. We're talking shit, blah, blah, blah. He goes, you want to fight up in Brizzy as a G up? I go, yep, sweet. And then about 8 days after like Benny Hannett and Justin Hodges fought, after that, 8 days to the next fight, I get a call. And I'm like, what's doing? And I lied. I said, I've been boxing for years.
Fucking hell, man. That's fucked.
I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I've done a bit of like training here and there, but you wouldn't call it boxing. And I thought to myself, fuck, I need this adrenaline. You know what I mean? And he goes, have I given you a box before? I go, bro, all the time, bro. I've been boxing my whole life, cunt. And he's like, yeah, sweet. Do you want to fight Hodges? And I thought, what the fuck? I go, what the fuck, bro? I'm sitting in my car. I'm like, my missus right there. She's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, Hodges. And then I go, fucking oath, I'll fight Hodges.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go. And he's like, yeah, okay, sweet. This is 8 days prior too. So this is where everyone gets confused. So Sammy works upstairs.
Yeah.
She literally works right above us right now.
Yeah.
So she goes to me. She goes, what's going on? I said, I'm fighting Justin Hodges. Yeah. She's like, fighting? What do you mean fighting? Like, has no clue about NRL, has no clue about boxing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm fighting Justin Hodges. He's an NRL legend. Anyways, we signed the paperwork the next day.
Yeah.
Mad money. Fuck yeah. I'm like, sweet. I'm like, I've started to believe my own lie that I'm this maddest boxer. I call up Bondi Boxing. I go, bro, I'm fighting Justin Hodges. They go, when? I go, next week. They go, what the fuck? They go, what the fuck? So I had to get my professional boxing license, everything, all these things sorted.
All in 8 days.
All in 8 days.
Fuck.
While I'm trying to train twice a day.
Did George Rose figure it out along the way that you not boxed?
No, I told him, I was like, I'm all right. Like, I've been boxing training my whole life, but, you know, I've never fought. Yes. Okay, sweet as. I thought, fuck it. I'm just going to go die with the lie, baby.
Yeah.
And so everyone around me, my mates, Mumsy, like everyone knows that I'm fucking talking shit.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, like, this is the only way I can step out of my comfort zone is to fucking go in there and fight.
Yeah.
So anyways, I speak to the missus and I go, you know, and her and I had just started talking. Her and I had just started talking again.
Yeah.
Right? So we run into each other when we're out.
Yeah.
I stated this on my other podcast, but we ran into each other when we're out. And if anyone knows, like, I'm fucking addicted to her. She's like,
Yeah, I can tell for your content.
I love the girl, man. It's my girl.
Must be nice, man.
It's my girl, man. Yeah. She's I can't explain to you the love that I have for her.
Yeah.
She's changed my life a lot. A lot of the pros that I've gotten over these past 2 years is just from being around her.
You've been with her for 2 years.
Oh, like a year and a half.
Yeah, right.
I just wrap it up into 2 years, but the energy, the confidence, the energy, the different way of thinking, all these things is to do with being with her.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people go, oh, it's because of social media, da 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 da. We have to watch our words on social media. Well, she does as well, but the way that she's influenced me as a man, is unmatched to anyone in my life.
Yeah.
So that's why when I'm like, I fucking love this girl. It's genuine. Like I genuinely love her, but not because of who she is or what she does or what she looks like, but how she's made me feel.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've never felt in my life.
You know what gave me the shits, and it's compliments to your girlfriend. Well aware she owns 1 Mile, hey?
Yes.
So like what, 5 to 10 employees?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, when they doing the media for you, they were saying influencer. And I was thinking like, fuck off.
Man,
like, this girl owns a business and it's killing it.
Amazing. Both of them, both of the businesses.
Yeah.
So she does really well, obviously, in social media side. But the one thing and Sammy will never really talks about it because she's quite humble. And she's very humble considering the way that some of these people, in her industry act. But she's built, I would say, a multi-million-dollar company.
Mad.
In the space of maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years now. Right? She killed it in Fashion Week.
Yeah.
She had made her debut in Fashion Week. Absolutely ripped the lid off it.
Was that just after the pod when she hopped on Grouse? Was she going to do Fashion Week later?
No. Fashion Week was when Magic Crown was, sorry.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So she did that and she works harder. Like she just, not harder, but she works, she'll get it at work at 8:30.
Yeah.
She leaves at 5 every day.
Yeah.
Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Comes home, social media work. After that, Saturday, social media work. So she's getting like contracts from companies. Hey, we need you to post this, do this makeup, do this tan, do these. So she's doing both businesses.
Yeah.
And then dealing with the crazy boyfriend at the same time. And I'm just there going, like, you know what I mean? So she has invested more time into 1 Mile than she has her influencer side. That's her side Bunsen now.
Yeah.
But that's created this.
Nice little side Bunsen, eh?
Bro, she fucking works so hard, bro. And that's what I mean. Like being around someone that is working like that on both the top of your game in both sides.
Yeah.
And because rent and these bitches are expensive. So you got to be making money to have that, then 10 employees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She does really well for herself, bro. And she doesn't get that respect.
Yeah.
But like I do know Mark Morris has reached out to her because people are starting to see that you have to be business savvy in order to start a very successful clothing company.
Yeah. I was going to say also, just quickly, because we'll go back to the boxing.
Yeah. Sorry, go back to the boxing.
How did you two meet?
So her and I met at a party. I was about to leave.
Yeah.
I was fucked. Holy shit, I was fucked. I was like, man, I need to get
bender yarns in your way.
Oh, mate, it would be about 8 episodes worth of yarns. But no, I was so tired, bro. I was like, fuck, I'm out of here. As I'm leaving, I got to say hello to one. See you later. I bump into her, like literally we bump into each other. I turn around. I'm like, oh, sorry. This stage, I'm like, everyone get the fuck away from me. You know when you're just done?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, sorry about that. I'm like, oh, she's hot. And she's like, oh, like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, Jordan. Jordan, what's your name? She's like, oh, I'm Sammy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, nice to meet you, Sammy. And at this stage, I was like, get me the fuck home. I need to go home to sleep. She goes, you want a shot? Like we yarned for a bit.
Yeah.
Like a little baby yarn. My Uber's on the way. She's like, do you want a shot? And I was like, no, I'm done. She's like, let's have a shot. I was like, oh, man. I was like, yeah, okay, fuck, we'll have a shot. Yeah. So I cancel my Uber. Go have a shot with her. Like a swarm of girls go up to her and be like, he's fucking bad news, man. He's red flags.
I fucking hate the term red flag.
Oh, bro, anyway. Me too. And then anyways, yeah, so that's how I met your mother. And then so yeah, so it was a wild night, man, and yeah, as I said, man, I do owe that girl a lot.
Yeah.
Even with the boxing, I wasn't going to do it. She's like, fucking do it, man. Get in there.
So we're at the 8-day mark. You've caught up Bondi Boxing.
Yeah, caught up Bondi Boxing.
And
Sorry.
They go, what the fuck are you doing?
I go to Tony, man. I'm getting in there. He goes, no, like not under our name. I said, man, listen, there's one or two things. So there's one thing that's certain, right?
Yeah.
I said, we're going to make money off this.
Yeah.
So I said, let's fucking do it. Like, why not? We're in the industry to make money. Let's do it. And he goes, just don't get knocked out. I said, I promise you I won't get knocked out.
Yeah.
And he goes, sweet. So anyways, he's in, right? I get my boxing license, I think the day before or 2 days before.
Fuck.
So we're in the boxing club. I go, he goes, I need to see you spar first, my coach.
Yeah.
So he puts me in there with like a pro boxer, one of the boys, one of the trainers at the gym.
Yeah.
Fucks me up.
Knock you out?
No. He was hitting me hard. He was holding back, but he was going hard. Didn't knock me out, but fucking cut my lips up and shit.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay, sweet, you'll be all right. So anyways, we go to the media day. Fast forward, we're at the media day. What happened was Sammy and I were already talking, and I was already trying to win her back. The fighting was an opportunity for me to step outside my comfort zone personally.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to try and boxing fight. And I thought to myself, when are you ever going to have an opportunity to fight Justin Hodges?
Yeah.
You're never ever going to get an opportunity like that, ever. So for me, I was like, this is a yes man moment.
Yeah.
I wanted to say yes to it. So I also wanted to use the time and place of people who listen to my shit. I always talk about Sammy on every platform I'm on. All the time. Talk about her all the time.
Yeah.
I love her. I wanted to get on this boxing platform, not fight for her love back.
Yeah.
So I already had it. Well, somewhat.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, like, I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On a big stage.
Yeah.
Win or lose. And that it was just the funny thing, just people picked it apart. Like, he's fighting for love, man. I'm not fucking fighting for anything but me being me, doing other shit. I've done crazier shit than that, but it was more so just I said, and they were like, oh, this is just a way to grab media attention and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't at all. I would like...
But you'd been saying it for months before. You hop in the ring.
Months. But it was my opportunity to jump on and just say to Sammy, hey, listen, I love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because and people were just like, oh, that's such an ick and blah, blah, blah. But I don't think people understand. This wasn't like a boxing match outside the back of someone's garage or like, this was like the biggest boxing promotion in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's 5,000 people there, sold out stadium, and then fucking 140, 170,000 people watching on TV.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I was watching.
If it was, this is my thing, right? Is that this is what I believe. Because I'm tattooed up, brown boy, comedian look vibes, people just picked it apart. Like, that's an ick, that's cringe.
Yeah.
Like, my thing was like, I always wanted to box on a big stage.
Yeah.
But it was just an extra, hey, Sammy, I love you. Like, because of what she had done for me. What she had done for me as a person, bro. She had made me a better person. And it's like so important for people to understand that she had made me a better person to get to the point in my life where I could fight Justin Hodges.
Yeah.
And even box and get paid that much money.
One fight from Gallen, bro.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. That's what I said. Like, it was more of a thank you.
Yeah.
Not like, hey, take me back, I love you. It was like, hey, thank you. Like, thank you for saving my life. Thank you for being there for me when I needed you.
Yeah.
You know, thank you for helping me turn my life around. Thank you for not giving up on me. So when people turned it into a bad thing, I was like, it is what it is. But I just think it was so important for people to understand. It wasn't like, hey, take me back, I love you. It was more so just like, thank you for everything.
Yeah. I feel like, not to say it was for like entertainment purposes, but when a fighter hops in the ring and there is media attention around it, you want like something, you want to know something about the fighter.
Yeah.
Like normally they'll go like UFC's prime. They'll just go at each other. But like you got in there with a positive message and people still tore you apart. It's crazy. Yeah.
I got in there I got in there with the positive messages. Like I want to tell my girlfriend I love her.
Yeah.
I want, and I said it. If people know me and listen to me, I just go, oh man, I'm fighting for love, man. I'm fighting for love, because I just genuinely love that girl. And then the way that some podcasts and people tore me down, I genuinely believe it would just be a different story if I was like an Aussie bloke, blue eyes, blonde hair. It would be so much different. Like, oh, that's so beautiful and lovely, but because it's me, it's such a different energy, different vibe, Yeah. Even when people started dating, people were like, "What the fuck? That's so crazy." It was sad, man. But the most important thing is she looked at it as like,
yeah,
you're crazy.
Yeah.
But
fuck yeah.
She understands it.
Yeah.
She understands that it wasn't like a media grab. It was genuine. And I don't fuck around with that shit. I tell her how it is.
Yeah, down to your yes theory.
Yes, man. Become a yes man and change your life.
What I've never understood about UFC boxing is the fucking couch warriors that sit there and criticize. So after the fight, you lost, what was it, on points?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you cop criticism in like your inboxes or anything like that?
Yeah, I got a fair few.
Because I saw people go at you, and then you messaged me like this was recently, but I thought it at the time as well. I was watching it in fucking Rome. I was overseas at the time, and I remember watching it, and I was like, I've never boxed or got in a mixed martial arts gym, but like Hodges does look fucking awkward.
Such an awkward fighter.
And you said to me literally last week, like that it was a fucking awkward.
Yeah,
like, it's hard to get
awkward slug. Yeah,
yeah. So like, how did you find coming out with the criticisms and or the uplifting comments?
Yeah, I got a lot of positive messages. If people sort of somewhat understand sports, to fight someone who's been a professional athlete his whole life and then also boxed 6 or 7 times.
Right, most decorated center in the game.
Exactly. Yeah. He's not a small guy either. To jump in the ring, right? To fight someone on 8 days' notice, no boxing experience whatsoever, 1 sparring session, a party boy.
Yeah.
To jump in front of the biggest boxing promotion in Australia/New Zealand, most likely the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
In such short time with no training, no experience, is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and lose on points too, not
and just lose on points.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I won the first round. We tied the second and lost on points 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So when you try and put it into perspective for people that don't know sports, they're like, oh yeah, that's crazy. But it wasn't even just that fighting him. It was fighting in front of 5,000 humans.
Yeah.
And then fight it's like a coliseum in that bitch. Like you're literally going in to try and kill the other person.
Yeah.
And then you go and then you find out that like 140, 150,000 people are watching it on TV.
Yeah.
You're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Anyways,
listening to the podcast where you had Simi on Grouse, there was something that I legit was driving, and I reckon I would have had got fucking goosebumps if I was sitting in the vicinity of it. She was talking about like how the boys were comforting her. And when Scope said something like, go on, kid, or something like that, or like, don't run out of gas or something, I thought like, fuck, because I'm surrounded by older boys, like shout out Bomber and Nick and Ozzy and all that. Yeah. They're all around your age.
Yeah.
And like if I was doing something like that and I heard that they were saying that to like, my girlfriend or like my mom or something, I'd be, brother.
Oh man, I got goosebumps, bro. It's so hard to explain to people, man. I wish I tried to document the whole thing, but from where I was 3 years ago, like living in my car, like boxes of clothes and like not being able to eat, and just from where I came from and just the struggles that I've been through over these past few years, like those boys know, like Scope helped me out so much.
Because you worked with him before YKTR.
Yeah. Like, and we used to sleep in the car together and fucking, like we hustled, bro, So I think it was just one of those moments, man, that I'll look back on, and it's just such a defining moment for me. Like, and I think, like those boys have literally built me up. Yeah. Like I had like 1,000 followers, like not even that when I started.
I remember when I followed you, you had like 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah. So I've built that up within a year and a half,
Yeah.
I've done the podcast. So, yeah, it was just one of those fucking moments that we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, this is crazy.
Look what it's come to.
This is crazy, man. If people genuinely knew like what I've been through to be able to fucking fight Justin Hodges this year and then, you know, do the Bulldogs thing and have even been cancelled.
Yeah.
Is still crazy to me because I wasn't doing anything last year.
What a roller coaster.
I was working in construction last year, you know.
Yeah.
So I think people like you and anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a professional athlete, nothing.
Yeah.
Like anyone can literally just get after it. It's the one thing that you have to overcome is what other people think about your first few steps.
Yeah.
Because people like when I started podcasting, lol, what the fuck? Like,
why
are you podcasting? Why? To then, man, that was funny. Oh man, you're funny. Hey man, come to this. Hey man, what are you doing tonight? Come out. Hey man, I'd love to send you some of these. Hey man, like, can you come on my podcast? Hey man, can you? So it just automatically changes. It's just the first steps. People are like, fuck, this is cringe. So it's like starting a business, I guess. People are like, what the fuck? He's starting a clothing brand.
I cop so much shit behind
exactly.
my back.
You do, especially from the people closest to you, you know. But it changes over time, man. As I said, it just depends on how fast it changes, but it does change.
Yeah.
And yeah, being around, obviously, Simi, as I said, she stepped out of her comfort zone from an early age, YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like she's got 1 million followers on YouTube or some shit
Holy
like that.
shit.
And she killed it, man. So whenever I'm just like, oh man, you know, what am I doing? She's just like up my ass, like, come on, bro, get after it.
Yeah, get after it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another day.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I think about it all the time. Like I've been offered another fight next month, potentially. I'll tell you with who afterwards, which is another crazy person. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I'll come. Is it here in Sydney?
It's in Sydney, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
So
November,
yeah, the 16th, I think. Yeah, just out there, just straight out. Just like there's 2 doors on the right-hand side there. But yeah, bro, so I'll probably be fighting again in November.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
But, yeah.
That's sick. Who would have thought, eh? Jordan Simi. The cunt who popped up in the vlogs, bro. That's how it all started then.
Yeah, did I?
Like, because I remember, I've said it 3 or 4 times, but like watching the vlogs and then you kind of like started popping up, and then boom.
Yeah.
Great. Jordan's room.
Yeah.
And you were on Ice's thing. Like,
just begging, yeah. I was begging, give me a shot.
Is it crazy for him to see what YKTR brings, like at a fucking wider level, to see like what Scope isn't like? I honestly reckon Scope and Willie are like big shouts for big TV jobs.
Oh, mate.
Like Willie, of course, he was always, but I reckon Scope is now in a position where like,
Scope's one of those guys, man. He
the skipper
could be the great.
Yeah.
Like, I would put him on it in NRL 360 and listen to him talk.
Yeah, because he's Kenty and buzz off. Yeah.
Oh, mate, yeah. I think it's time for that new media vibes. But I think with Justin and Mace, the thing is, right, is you can make more money sitting here.
Yeah.
Eventually, doing it through this avenue, and not be
so tied down.
So tied down to what you can say, what you can't say, how you can talk and how you cannot talk. Because if you build something that's just so unmatched and everyone's listening to it, and I do know that these guys are starting to do really fucking well.
Yeah.
Numbers wise,
yeah,
the ads come, but I'm telling you right now that they will be fucking massive, and then you'll be able to make so much money off ad revenue that you don't even need to consider going, oh hey, let's go work for Fox, let's go work for Channel 9 and shit, because you are that.
Yeah.
You are that, you know what I mean? Unless they're like, hey, here's $10 million, then you're like, fuck it, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
But if you're able to build it, I think as well, Scope's pretty loyal as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, who knows, man?
I think NRL landscape, as we grow, so like I'd say all the kids coming through now, I'm 22, so I'm in between like kids and people your age group.
Yeah.
And like Bloke and Hello Sport Bloke covers the informational aspect and analysis, and then like Hello Sport is just like the actual blokes in the fucking nosebleed just having a yarn. They're the fucking funniest 2 blokes. And then Scope and Willie are the
actual players.
Breath of fresh air players, who, like people who can speak based on credibility, like Denon can, but like they are fucking brutally honest as well, which I love.
Yeah.
And I think that's like,
that's
got mad legs behind it.
That's a difference. Yeah. Oh fuck, they got so much legs behind it, and it's a good thing too, because Skip's always been waiting for someone to come in and be able to have that vibe with.
Yeah.
And the fact that Willie Mason's played at every level, at the highest of each level, is no one can take anything away from him.
And walked in shoes that fucking no one else.
He's played with the greats. You know what I mean? He's won premiership. He's copped heaps of criticism. He's played in one of the hardest physical positions in the game, and he's played for Australia. He's played for fucking Tonga. He's played for different teams. He's played with the best players, so no one can say he's talking shit.
Yeah,
because it's just I've played.
Did you ever watch him mic'd up for Knights? Was it?
Yeah,
that was
gold.
That was fucking.
Man, there's so much opportunity for the NRL to grow.
They own the player rights, big issue.
Yeah,
big issue. I've talked to Denon about it, through Instagram, of how fucked it is.
Yeah, it is fucked, man. I think the NRL have to realize that if they let go of some of this leash, then they get more on this side. If they let go of some of this grows.
Australian sports,
but they're like we have to have it all. We have to have it all. They'd rather get fuck all people to the crowd, to the games, than than not have players have their own personalities. It's just the old mentality. Even something as crazy as I say it on every podcast. How the fuck do players not have their last names on the back of jerseys and selling that? It's one of the craziest things in my fucking life. It's how do you not have Ponga on the back of a jersey? How do you not have, you know what I mean? Fucking dill bags on the back of a jersey. It's crazy, bro, how much money is being lost. And you know how much revenue each of those players are able to make off those? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's
what are we doing?
Fuck me. Yeah. It's just such a minute bit. But
I'm half Italian, so football, soccer.
Oh, right,
is big. But growing up, the first thing you do once you're at an age where you're watching it, 5 or 6,
100%.
You go to your mum and dad, hey,
I want to fucking
Harry Kill was my generation. I was born in 2000, so 98 to 2000 was all Harry Kill. Then it was Tim Cahill, Everton jerseys.
Exactly.
Not a fucking kid in Australia goes for Everton.
No,
but everyone wore Tim Cahill 100%, jersey, and some of the NRL's missing out on. I could guarantee not many kids go for Knights.
No,
fuck, how many kids will wear a KP jersey?
100%.
It's unbelievable, bro.
But that boxing thing. Sorry, before we move on. That boxing thing. It was funny after everyone kept trying to call me out.
Yeah.
That
fucking talk show host did too, eh?
Oh man, so many people. And I was like, listen, guys, this was just a one-off opportunity. I didn't even train for this fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was
9 days before it, I had no idea what was.
I jumped in the ring here and there, but to train, but nothing. Yeah. I was like, please, just. Everyone was trying to call me out, and I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking annoying.
How's that talk show host? Is he still calling you out? Because Jacko came with a bit of energy at him, eh?
Yeah, that's what I said to the boys. I go, listen, if you guys aren't going to fight, then shut the fuck up. Because the thing is with New Zealand I've already rubbed Samoans and Māoris the wrong way. So if I go back there and already fucking rub them the wrong way, they don't fuck back home. They don't fuck around with that type of energy. It's you just get a hiding, you get jumped. It's disrespectful. It's just like out west. You go out west, disrespect, say, the boys on a personal level. So then when Jacko's we'll fucking have that same energy, and I'm like, shut your mouth. You're not fighting. And they couldn't understand that. Yeah. And then Jacko was like, all right, I get what you're saying.
Culture and elders.
Yeah.
It's something that if you're not.
Exactly. I just was like, bro, don't go shouting that shit over there. Then you have Lukey posting it. And I'm like, whoa, what are you guys doing, bro? Chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Have you responded to, did anyone that call you out actually low-key be a mate behind the scenes?
Oh, yeah, Jordan River. We're not really mates. We chat on Instagram.
Yeah.
I just said to him, the most important thing about me is listen, I'm not a boxer. I don't want to be a boxer. I said.
So he's a talk show host over there, right?
Yeah, radio. Yeah. I don't think anymore. I think he's done now, but.
Fuck, I seen that.
Yeah. Got let go, but who knows the T's and C's about that. But he shouldn't have been. But yeah, anyways, him and I chatted here and there, but I said the most important thing for me is the idea of just making money off it.
Yeah.
I said I'm not gonna do it for less than fucking 10 grand.
Yeah.
Because I've got to fly over there. I've got to train.
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna watch it too. Yeah. So 10 grand's fucking child's play.
Yeah. 10 grand's not for the one day. It's for multiple weeks.
Yeah. So I just said, I just said to the, that's the only way I'd fight. But Yeah, I think who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen with that? I did say I was keen. He said he's keen, so it's just time and place, really. And just I said I'm not going to come over there and fight for fucking $1,000, and then we just scrap it out, and it's just be good content. Like we need to get paid for this.
Yeah, yeah.
I said don't waste our time just fucking going in there to fight for $2,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get nothing from it. So that's the most important thing. I just said money, man. I'm not fighting for fucking to become a boxer. I'm fighting to make money.
Yeah.
Like just, quick cash grab.
Yeah. Fucking hell. And so what, November, people can expect it?
November, yeah, maybe November, December, or maybe February.
Yeah.
I'm going to Vegas in January
Oh, yeah.
for Tim Zoo's fight
Oh, mad.
with KO Sports.
Fuck.
Yeah, maybe. We're working on that.
Yeah.
And
That's
then UFC in Perth,
Oh, yeah.
February.
Is it 284 or something? No, it's not 284.
280, maybe.
Maybe 284.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
So hopefully,
Um,
don't quote me on it. Don't micro that. But yeah,
I had one more thing jotted down. Two more things.
yeah, go.
I always thought, like, we ever going to do comedy, or is because you're fucking funny. Like, you are just genuinely, like, very funny.
I appreciate that, man.
Do you think your comedy's on the fly, or do you think you could write a stand-up?
I
Two
reckon.
different ball games. Eh?
No, I could write stand up. Apparently, like my mate said, I could write stand up.
Yeah, see a stand-up?
I thought about it. It would be one of those things that you'd step out of your comfort zone for, like yes man vibes. But is it the direction I want to go? Probably not. Not really my vibe.
You should just do it for a video, like a...
Yeah, I thought about it, man. I thought about it. It's just like I've got my hands in so many pies. It's like it's just I need to just start settling into one thing,
Yeah.
So not one thing, but just get all these things right before I start jumping over here and over here. I'm going to do this, and I'm really like that. I'm really like I'm going to do this now, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go fucking. I got head up to go wrestling next week to go into like the WrestleMania of like Australia, and I'm like, I'd be stupid if I didn't. But you know what I mean. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I think I'll give it a crack. Just see how we go. I need to sort out this part here first before I can look at anything else.
And one last thing, mental health check-in.
Mental health.
Jacko, you and Jacko, I know, did it at the start of every show.
Oh yeah.
I thought I'd come in here and ask you how you've been going.
Man, to be honest, I appreciate that, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'm in a place now, right, where I'm like, when I'm 30 now. I look at it all. I look at everything so far, and I'm so grateful for where I'm at now in life. But the scary thing is like I look at everything. I got everything that I want, and everything that I need, and think good things are happening. But I think the saddest thing for me, and it sort of hit me quite hard over the past few weeks, is like the idea of not really having a family. Like I've got a family.
Yeah.
I speak to my mum here and there. I haven't spoken to my dad.
Yeah.
Don't speak to my siblings back home. Don't see anyone.
Yeah.
Don't have family in Sydney. So it's like, that's probably the saddest thing for me. And it sort of hit me hard over the past few weeks. I've sort of been like,
going through the motions.
Sammy will go and have dinner with her parents, and my mates will be like, I'm going to my mum's house, and I always look back on like, fuck, there was that one day where like my mum cooked me dinner.
Yeah.
And it was like my last ever home cooked meal.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know it until it was too late,
Yeah.
So it's like that's probably been the hardest thing I've been dealing with, is just that it's just that lonesome feeling of like not having family.
Yeah.
That's why Ice and Chico and Normie so important to me.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty much the only family I have.
Yeah, wow.
Like Sammy. So
yeah.
It's just learning. I haven't really been able to deal with it properly because it's like it's just so random, but
yeah. It's hard to find people who relate to.
Oh, it's hard as well, like with partners, because when you've never really had a family, you just don't know how to be a part of one.
Yeah.
So I've had to like peel back layers in my mind and my life and go, fuck, okay, how do I enjoy this moment? How do I become a part of this family? How do I even start a family?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I've been dealing with a lot of that over the past few weeks, but apart from that, man, I'm just grateful, bro. As I said, I'm just being a fucking yes man to everything.
Yeah.
Getting after it. As I said, I want to change the world, bro. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just I'm as I said, I'm so grateful, so happy to be where I'm at life. Just that last part was the family part is the hardest part, but heart's been broken so many times. It's just used to it, bro.
Yeah, you get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yeah, I never realized till I won't say his name, but one of my mates used to came and live with me. He had a situation, and like my family, like my immediate family, we're all really close. Like my mum, my dad, my brother, my sister, and then we're close with my nan, my nonna, but like other things have happened. But my uncle, like I was really close with, he died when I was 9. And then like a really good friend of mine who was like an older brother figure, because he used to go to training with my brother and I used to go with him. Yeah. And then he'd drive me to and from school once my brother had finished school and whatnot. He passed away when I was 16. And then my nonno, who was like as an Italian, that's like your patriarch.
Queen bee, yeah.
Yeah. My nonno, he passed away at when I was 18. Yeah. So
sorry, man.
Nah, it's all good. These things happen. It's life. But like losing those family members is really hard. And like as you get older, especially my nonno, I'd like to talk to my nonno. Yeah. Like it's one thing most nights in my bed. Yeah. Fuck, I wish I could talk to nonno about like what I'm doing. But then like I realized when he came and stayed with us and he'd mentioned something simple like mum will make basic meal. Yeah. And he'd be like, how fucking good's this, man? Like your mum made you dinner and shit and like you just got home from work. I'll be like, I fucking didn't even like never even like clicked, eh? Yeah. And it's like you saying that completely reminded me of when he was staying with us. Like just you forget little things to be grateful for. Yeah. As simple as like a shelter.
100%. My I'd be laughing. I'd be listening to my missus like talk to her mum, or just like they'd be over there and I'd be over at the parents' house and they'd just be like yarning. Yeah. And I sort of sit there, bro, and I sort of like it's an out of body experience for me because I'm like, what I would do to fucking have that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
I just look at it and I'm like, we spent Christmas there. I was like, holy shit. Like
that would be a big one.
I was just looking at it all and just the way the family's so beautiful. It's just one of those things. I'm like, fuck, I wonder if I'll ever have that. Yeah. You know, I yearn for that shit. But once a gangster, always a gangster. I was just joking, man. But you know what I mean, man? It's just like I want to love that. I want to accept that shit. Yeah, yeah. I want to be in that space, bro. I'm just like I find it so hard to like trust people. Yeah. I find it so hard to trust people's love and intentions because my thing is like I've been let down by so many people, but what I've realized, and this might be with anyone for trauma, take it or leave it. I'm not attacking anyone and telling anyone how to think. But my thing is, I've used my shitty upbringing and my life decisions as like a poor me over the past few years. Like, poor me, man. Like, I've gone through this. I've gone through that. This is why I've done this. This is why I've done that. But now it's like, all right, enough's enough. You know what I mean? It's like, you have to accept it and not let it seep into your life now because, when things are good, I wig out. Yeah. And I have like a destructive like reflex on life. I'm like, shit, this is going way too good. Something bad's going to happen or this person's going to break my heart or this person's going to, and I use it as a negative thing. But now I'm just like, I've stopped using it to feel sorry for myself. I want to grow off it, use my experiences to help other people, and even one day help me start a family and be in a family and create that image of, oh man, I wish I could have that. I'm never going to have that. It's like, I'll just create it. You know what I mean? So it's like, fuck, it'll happen.
It will happen.
Maybe.
It definitely will.
It will, man. It will, bro.
It's something like I always fucking G-check. Even like, bro, so the guy I work for now, I call him my uncle. He's not like, we're not blood related. He's like
he's your boy.
He's my godfather.
Yeah.
But he's my uncle. Like, and I grew up going school holidays because mum and dad worked full time. But my auntie was a teacher, so I'd go there and I'd spend like 2 weeks straight there. Their nonna, like, is my nonna. There's no blood there. I just call her my nonna. Yeah. And, like those experiences, and like I can sit down with that family and just talk to them for hours. And you just you got to remind yourself to be grateful because you got to remember.
Fucking oath.
Like it's not as common as people like to think, I think.
Nah, it's not, man. It's not. It's it's a fucking tough world out there, man. And when you're around people that are in your circle,
Yeah.
I was watching. I can't remember what I was watching it. Was watching it on. I think maybe Braith posted it on his story. It's about having your village of people.
Yeah.
Right, and you write each person's name down that
Yeah.
matters to you the most, that are in your village.
Yeah.
And you assess from like each person 1 to 10.
Yeah.
How your interaction is, how you are helping their life out, how's your experience with each other, you know, and then you number each one 1 to 10, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
And you focus on making each of those individuals experience it to around a 10, hopefully 9, 10.
Yeah.
And it helps you change your own life, you know, checking in with those people, like helping them out, helping them grow, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But that's your village of people, you know. So it's like, you know, fuck, I'm just realizing that like my energy is too much here and there and this. It's like I need to create a village of people who matter the most to me.
Yeah.
You focus on that, and everything else on the outside of your village takes care of itself. That's pretty much what I pulled from it.
Yeah, yeah. I did.
And then you go and fucking raid other people's villages. Sorry. Steal their shit, you know what I mean? I'm just joking.
Oh, fuck. There was one other thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
Quickly. The fucking art, man. You're actually very talented.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You're very, like, honestly, I sit there. I'm broke as shit, right? But, like, I was, like, thinking, fuck, if I had a bit of cash, I'd be grabbing one of these. What's your plan with that? Because one of them turned into an NFT. I'm not big on crypto, anything like that. But, like, I saw it go into that direction.
Bro,
are you going to keep it canvas-based?
Yeah, I'll keep it canvas-based. I just chuck the NFTs out there sometimes. But, I mean, I've made about $5-6 grand off NFTs, just like what I draw on my iPad when I'm in bed. But I'll quickly tell you about the art part, because this is actually what matters the most to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started painting at the start of COVID.
Yeah, lockdown.
In the garage of my ex's place. We got a house together, and we rented out this house. We're in the garage, and I was like, fuck. I found a canvas in there. I was like, I'm just going to paint it. I painted it, posted it on Instagram. Everyone was like, man, this is sick. This is sick. Anyways, I put up commission pieces. Everyone was messaging me. How much? I was like, man, $500-600. And I thought, fuck, I'm killing it. To $1,000, and I thought, fuck, I'm killing it. So I got up to about 25-30K in 1 month.
Fuck.
And I was like, sick. I've made it. And I fucking partied the house down, bro.
Oh, fuck.
I went hard. And then I was like, all right, sweet. I'm going to get these paintings sorted. Bought the canvases. I probably had maybe about the quarter of the money left.
Yeah.
Bought the canvases. Holy fuck. I've only got a few thousand left. I was like, shit. Okay, so bought the art. Got a few thousand left. Painted them. Okay, sweet. We've made it. Now I just got to send it out. And this was international. There was one in Russia, one in South Africa, some in New Zealand. So I was like, okay, sweet. These cunts are all stretched out, right? So I go to pack them up. And I'm like, okay, cool. How much is that? The guy's like, it's 10 grand.
What the fuck?
To send them out everywhere. So to buy a canvas pre-stretched, it's about 250 to 500, right? Depending on the size. But that's around the good size, about 1 meter, 1.2 meters by 1.2 meters. To send it, they wrap it. To wrap it, it's about $150. To send it, depending if it's internationally or nationally, to Perth, it's about $450. To New Zealand, it's about $500.
I'll just fucking drive it.
So at the end, by the time you've finished painting and everything, you've already spent about $1,000 just on the product.
Yeah.
So now I sell them for about $3,000-4,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going well, man. I mean, I sold one yesterday for $4 grand. Like, it's going well.
Sick.
I got an art show coming up at the middle of next year.
Yeah.
April, I think it is, in the city. Yeah. It's going to be massive.
Yeah.
Come playing violin and shit on there. It's going to be mad.
Hey, when I get my first sponsorship, I'll come grab one.
Bro, fuck, I've got so many lying around at home, man. Just take one.
Yeah. Lastly, there's an 18-year-old kid listening, 16-year-old kid. I ask everyone this. What's your advice to them?
So if
they're a bit lost,
16-year-old, they're a bit lost, would say just listen to your parents.
Yeah.
Listen to your parents.
Yeah.
Just listen to your dad. Spend time with your family.
Yeah.
spend time with your family, man. Honestly, slow down and just, you know,
Enjoy being young.
check in with your mum, check in with your dad.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I mean, you know, get after it,
Yeah.
but spend time with your family, man. It's one of the most simple things you can do. Like, you just never realize until it's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like when you play outside with your mates.
Yeah.
There was one day that you said see you later to them, fucking put the ball away, and then went inside, and then you just never came back out, man.
You saying this? So we had a cul-de-sac. We had 6 houses in our street.
Yeah, so did I.
1, 2, 3.
You get it?
Bro, us three, we played cricket. So there was
Everything.
a kid 2 years younger than me, and then my brother was 4 years older. Then there was a kid that was his age,
Yeah.
and then a girl that was in between. So there was 5 of us within like an 8-year span. And like for 4 or 5 years, we played cricket. I'm shit at cricket. Played cricket or touch footy out the front every night that it was sunny. And then I've always thought about it. Fuck, when was the last day we put it away?
Exactly, man. Exactly. So, yeah, that would be my advice, man. If someone's feeling like a little bit lost or whatever, I mean, just, man, spend time with your family, bro. Spend time with your family, because you always think like, no matter what age you are, you always think you're behind on the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Like, at that age, it's like, just slow things down. Do right by your family. Spend time with your mum. Spend time with your dad. That's one thing I wish I did. And just enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Fucking go watch your mum cook dinner and just talk shit to her and like hang out with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like help her clean up the house, some shit like that. Because it's so small, but those are just one of those moments you look back on and you go, fuck, those were the days. Sorry, I tranced out then. I was thinking about it. It's one of those small things, man, that you just go, shit, if I could go back, that's where I could go. So if you're listening, man, spend time with your family.
Yeah. Fucking oath. Great advice.
Stay in school. Nah.
Yeah.
Fuck school. Oh, man, I dropped out when I was 15.
Yeah. Fuck
But yeah, that's it, man. That's the only advice I would give is just enjoy time with your family.
Yeah. Beautiful. So people looking where they can find you. Jordan Simi on Instagram.
Jordan Simi on Instagram. Or Jordan.Simi on Instagram. Jordan Simi on TikTok. Jordan Simi on fucking Twitter.
Grouse and a Few Reds own YouTube channel. Jacko's in the room now. Welcome,
Jacko's in here. Yeah. Grouse and a Few Reds, baby. That's all she wrote.
Yeah. And then what else? Have you got your own YouTube or nah?
Just Jordan Simi. Grouse and a Few Reds. Yeah. That's it.
How else on TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. Especially TikTok. We're doing all right on there at the moment. Yeah. As always, thank you for listening. Thanks for hopping on, bro.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Cheers, bros.
We'll see you next episode with Caleb Cornelius.